Okay, so y'all ready for this? So this is a story time. I don't even know how many different parts I can really put this into because this story is in like so many different parts. So here it is. It is 7:54 and I'm just getting off. So I want to say about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I don't know. Sometime this morning, it was before noon. We had a patient that came in. She like if y'all could see this area, then y'all will understand. Like nobody really walks in this area like that. Like we're not in a like a city center or nothing like that. So it's literally like just nothing but cars and stuff around. So, but this lady walks into the ED screaming. She walks into the ambulance bay screaming with a fucking bullet hole in her head. And she was like, I'm about to die, I'm about to die, I'm about to die. And I'm thinking I'm like, why do you have a bullet? So she got shot in her head. You know, we're asking her questions. We're trying to get her information, trying to get her registered, this, that, and the third. We're yelling for the attending. Something happened around that time, like it was like a bus or like a Greyhound bus or something that got into an accident, and they was just, so anyway, she was like, yeah, I went to my drug dealer this morning and I didn't have his money, so he put the gun up against my head and pulled the trigger. And I'm like, what the hell? So I was in the military, so I'm used to seeing like gunshots and stuff like that, but something that close, I was just like, what is going on? Like the hole is there, and then it's just like gunshot residue all around or whatever. But this lady is literally walking and talking and responding. She was like, she's in 10 out of 10 pain. And I'm like, I'm quite sure you are. And I'm just like, this is the wildest thing I have ever seen as a civilian in the ED. I mean, I've seen some wild, crazy stuff when I was in the military, but this is like the craziest thing that I've seen in like my whole entire career. So I was just like, okay, we get her. They was like, let's do a takedown. And I'm like, no, like we need to take her ass to the, get this bullet out of her head. So the ED doc was like, one of our trauma surgeons, he like yelled out of the room. He was like, send her to CT. We can't do shit without a CT anyway. We're like, okay, cool. So we get her in the C-collar. We get her to CT. We do a takedown. CT does their thing. We get her back. A trauma bay opens. Uh, or it got staffed. I can't remember what happened. But it's like 12 of them here, so it don't really matter. So we get her in a trauma bay. She's in there and she's like further explaining in detail and just telling us like, you know, her whole history and allergies because, you know, we got to move quick. We have to move super quick. And they decide to do a trach on her because they was like, depending upon what's particularly going on, you know, the bullet went right here. I'm going to tell y'all later in the second part about what the CT report read. But so they wanted to do a trach on her because they were afraid that, her airway could be compromised and this, that, and the other. So we're like, okay, cool. So we're going to do a trach, like we're going to send her surgery. Y'all, when I tell y'all, like, this story is super crazy. Like, y'all thought the worst part was her getting shot in the head. Nope, it was not. Y'all thought the worst part was her walking in. Nope, it was not. So we get her trached. We call neuro. Neuro comes down. They're reading the CT. The CT is the CT. She got shot in the head. So CT is going to show the significant travel of the bullet. And I'll try to break it down, how the bullet exactly traveled. But this lady was up and walking and talking, y'all, like, and just acting like, not a normal regular day, but she like literally got shot in her head. And when the CT results come back, y'all, when I tell y'all like these CT results, are the absolute most craziest thing that you would ever think about.